Happy morning. Welcome to the Book Day with You session and the place to get the best book recommended by us. So today we're going to reverse the way that how we do things. We're going to recommend you to a book, the book that I myself never read before. And Gideon is the one that read this book. Gideon, can you share the book up?
Yeah, morning, Joyce.
Yes.
So today we are going to share this book, The Big Magic.
Yes, it is all about creativity. Okay, we never talk about this book before because first thing is I never read before, and Gideon has been enticed me to read this book like a few months ago. He kept talking about this book already. I said okay because I haven't read the book yet, so we can have a session too because he finished reading already. So Gideon, can you before that we
Yeah,
want to pick some mind about this? Who is Elizabeth Gilbert and what is the content of the book?
yes. So, as what Joyce is saying, this book is about creativity. I think this is for people that haven't reached what they want in life. If you're something you're thinking like, no, why I haven't finished the project that I want to do, or why I stuck in my life, or didn't have the courage to do what I want to do. So this is the book that you must read. And this is the book by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is my favorite all-time author. So I think many of you maybe watched the movie Eat, Pray, Love before, and this is the book by her,
Yeah.
and she has written many fiction books. But
Hmm.
this is the only non-fiction book, I would say self-help book that she has wrote because she think that she has been using creativity a lot in her life and she want to teach us about creativities. So let me go to some of the content. So the on the first chapter of the book is about called enchantment, and this is a very unique idea. So what Elizabeth think about inspiration idea is that is a form that visit you. And when he said it visit you is like, sometimes you have this idea that comes to you in your mind, and sometimes you may react to it, sometimes you don't want to do anything with it, and you will go visit other people. And you may have time to see that, oh, and you see that your idea has been used by other people. I mean, you see the news and you see the social media. Oh, you might say to yourself, I have think this before, but I didn't do it. So this is like, your idea have visit you, but you never do anything with it. But sometimes it's totally okay, you don't want to do with it because of the time. So this is like enchantment. So what she talked about is like about genius. What she like to say is she don't like to say people have a genius is a genius. She would like to say that he have genius with him or her, and this genius may leave the person. Okay. And um the second chapter is about trust, and I like this word a lot. I think a lot of people hear this word before. What would you do if you knew that you could not fail? But to Elizabeth, she would rather say that what would you do even if you knew that you might very well fail? What would you do even if you knew that you might very well fail?
Just
So I think this is more relevant, okay? Because I think all of us are grown up here. So there is a difference between childlike and childish. Okay. So childlike is like you are open to the world, you're curious, you are very curious, and you try to accept everything um new in the world. So this is called childlike. But childish is like, I have put every effort, I should get what I want, I have put this kind of thing, I should get this thing. So this is called childish. So I think let's be frank, even though you put everything effort in it, you may still not get what you want. So this is
yeah,
childlike and childish.
yeah. Before that, Gideon, I in the first part you share about the enchantment.
Yes.
Enchantment you said about the creativity genius may come to visit us. If we decide not to take it, it may leave us. All right. So this is my own experience that I experienced like quite a few years ago. That I start to have the idea to have to write an article with a specific title, and I did not take action to do it. I just let it be. Then down to the road, about 6 months after that, and I read somewhere with the exact title that I want to write that time. I said, oh dear. I said, wow, I'm like 6 months ago, I think about this idea, but I never do it. So it's like your creativity genius come to visit you. The time you decide not to take it, and he will leave, and you go and find other people to do it. So that's why I can relate it so much about what you say about the enchantment side. It's so good. Yeah, I want to really very important one part is talking about fear can be one very important thing that stop people from taking the step to achieve what they want in their life. So I know that in this book, Elizabeth shared a lot on the courage, how that we can deal with our fear. So can you
Yes.
share with us a little bit more on that?
Yes, courage is one of the big part in this book because to Elizabeth, um, fear and creativity are twins. They come together. So when creativity come to you, it will always provoke fear inside of you, because it need you to do something that you never done before. So it may be fail. So like what I said, it may be fail. And we don't need to be a fearless person because in the book it say that a fearless person is a psychopath or a baby. Only such person is fearless. She don't want to be a fearless. I mean, this is her words. Fear is adorable. I mean, because of fear, we live in this world. We know what is the risk, what is the danger that come to you, but we have to know that what kind of fear that we can take. You know, the analogy that she used, I like so much is fear. If you are driving a car,
Mm,
fear will always be in the car, but fear will not be the driver. Okay, fear will be in the back of the car, in the car boot,
yes.
but she will not be in the driving seat.
Mm,
Okay, um, or Joyce want to share anything about your courage that you have in your life? I want to
courage.
hear about it.
Oh
Yes,
dear.
yes.
I love about just how you say about fear is adorable. Yes. Previous years, I always feel like fear is something that is so scary to me until I learn how to live with fear because we cannot be a fearless person because fear can keep us safe. So we want to like just now I love your analogy saying that Elizabeth shared that we keep our fear back our at our car boot, not at the driver's seat, not at the passenger. It can sit at the behind. For me, what I would say that courage. A lot of time in life situations, right? I believe that a lot of you, a lot of including everyone, especially right now, we are facing with the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of us we have a lot of challenges starting from our health, our relationship, our financial, in about our work. We have a lot of challenges. So while we are facing with all these challenges, it is important to get our courage. So yeah, we feel insecure, we have the fear, but we get to have the courage up to face with all those things. So when my family having some health situation, I will choose courage to step up to help them to deal with all the disease that they are dealing with. Does not mean that I don't have fear. I still have fear. Just I choose to step up to have the courage to help them to overcome the situation. So that's my simple example. I hope that you can relate to that. Yeah.
Thanks for your sample. So another part of this book is called permissions. Um, and this is about a lot of people will think that the fear of that things have already been done before.
Mm,
Why I should add another thing? It's like to Elizabeth, it's like everything in this world has been done before. Come
mm,
on, because even Elizabeth, even Shakespeare's, I think 50% of his work is already written by someone. We all are standing on the shoulder of some giant. So it's not about whether something has been done before. She don't even care whether this thing has been done before, but has been done by you. Okay, has been done by you. If it's not done by you, you should do it. You should try it. And this is about another thing about originality versus authenticity. So it's not about originality nowadays. It's about how authentic you are when you're doing something. Because when you are authentic enough, people will feel that you are original. So I think this is a very valid point that we should take notes. And then another thing is that people will feel that why I want to add another crappy things to another crappy piles. Like there are so many not so good things outside of art outside or work outside already. Why I want to add another thing which may not be good, I don't know. But to Elizabeth, it's like, why I need to care about that? You just do your thing, you know. You don't have to think about that. And another thing is why people don't do that is about the fear of criticism. Because once you create something, you might feel that people will criticize you, will say
Yeah.
something about what you create.
Yeah.
To her, it's like after you create something, is not part of you already. People are allowed to say something, to voice their opinion, to do everything that they want. So one of the story I remember so much about this is about Elizabeth is about actually when she wrote her first book, which is this the Pilgrims.
Oh, this is her first book.
Yeah, this is her first book about short story books. Before it's published, I think the 1-2 weeks before published, the publisher actually told her that we have budget issue because it was in where we published together with other authors. So the publisher asked Elizabeth if you can cut your story to cut 30% of the story. So thinking about that, if you create something so hard, do you want to cut 30%? You feel sorry very hard. If you think this is your baby, you don't want to cut. But to Elizabeth, it's like, I should let go my ego. I should just try it out. And we become very successful. So think of it, if she didn't do that, we will never have Elizabeth today, because this is her first book. If these books are not going out, you will never see her writing other books. So
Yeah, so it's so important to deal with the fear of having judgment from other people too, right? So yeah, I can relate to what Gideon just now she said so much because for those people that really follow my videos, I've been start to create videos and shooting video, recording video 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, specifically. So I think that the first video is really sucks. I personally do, I know that I will not be so good in my first video compared to the video that I'm recording right now. And whether I want to do it or not, do I need some permission from other people to run the video, to show the video, to have the Facebook Live that I always do? I do not need to because I know that I start to create my own thing, even though I know that some of the content is already being speak thousands of times, millions of times by other mentor, other coaches. So I still talking about the same title, the same content in a different way that is me, that is from me, that is authentic from me. So I can relate so much, including our book date session right here. You see, there are so many book date session. I would say not the same name as book date. It's like
online book club.
the book club that they talk about the book, the big magic. If you go to YouTube, I believe that you can find a lot of interviews on this. But the thing is that we are using our own way to tell you what we learn, what is the one that we discover from the book, the big magic. So that's the one so authentic about this. And yes, when we create something, I want to tell you is how much you love the thing, how much you so passionate about a thing. I know that there is some part you need to write it out. You need to sit down yourself and do it no matter what happens. Oh dear, that is the big part of that. It's like you have to sit down and write it out, set a time to do this. I know that Elizabeth is so great in his creating process. She shares something in her book about how to be so persistent. He did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Talking about persistence, this is my favorite part because there's a quote inside that I love so much. It's about shit sandwich. So shit sandwich is like everything that you do, I don't care how glorious it are or how beautiful that you think it are, come with a shit sandwich. Meaning that something that you don't like. You think about it, everything that you like, everything you want to do, there will be some shit sandwich inside.
Yeah.
There's not a dream job. There's never been a dream job. So rather than asking yourself all the time outside, like what do I love, passionate about, people always ask you what do you love about. So don't try to ask this. Ask rather, I think, ask this question: what do you love so much that you don't mind eating the shit sandwich that comes along with that thing? So what do you love so much that you don't mind eating the shit sandwich that come along with that thing? So
So
yeah, it's so true. Because it's the end of the day, is it still better to do it than not doing it? So I know sometimes the shit sandwich are not worth eating. Yes, it's totally fine. Sometimes you think that I don't want to sacrifice so much. But so you must always think back, is it better to do it than not doing it? Yeah. So I think it's very relevant for people that who think about should I be persistent or thinking about the discipline of doing things. Yeah. I
it's
think yeah.
it's quite sometimes it's quite, I would say, the process of grinding the process of eating the street sandwich that Elizabeth mentioned in the book, it can be quite painful. I would say that. Experience it before. You need to stay late night. You have to do things that you may never do before, and you have to be hours and hours in front of the screen. It's tough.
Yeah,
It can
I
be
think even like Joyce, you like your coaching training so much. There are still things that you don't really want to do, like in the process. But you're thinking it's worth it because in the end, this is what you want. You know, so I think I have in the short time just share a bit about this book. You really should get the book, okay? Because this is necessary. I think what Marie's folio say about this book is this is a necessary for every human beings in the earth to read. So you should get the book. Okay. Yeah.
so go to get the book. Definitely, I will going to have the book and read it out because I know that this book is not very thin book. It's quite a very thick book, you know. Okay, so but it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. That's why Gideon has been spending like months to entice me to read this book. I think about 3 months ago, he started to tell me about this book, you know, while he's reading in the process. And when he finished, he said, "You must get this book, Joyce." And he said, "Okay, okay, I will get this book. I promise I will going to read this book." So, okay. So, any things that you want to leave us know more?
No, that's all.
So, see you all next Saturday, 11 a.m. in our next book date session with you. Okay, see you. Bye bye.
Bye.